Hey David, good to see you. Wanted to welcome in everybody for our second video of the Let's Talk Talent series. It's myself here, Jared Reid, Director of Business Development out here in Denver, Colorado, and I have my colleague David Bernstein. David, what's your role?
Vice President, Business Development.
All right. And I'm out here in Colorado and you're out on the East Coast. And we wanted to kind of take some time here to discuss a little bit of what's happening here with some of our clients here on a local level, but just also what we're kind of seeing out here in the industry. So I know you had a couple of great topics that you wanted to discuss about, David. I'll let you kind of take it away.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. We've been talking about where the market trends are now in our space, and what we're hearing from our clients, and what you're hearing from your clients out there in Denver. I think there's a lot of similarities coming out of the pandemic, moving into this recession or pseudo recession, and certainly inflation. We're starting to see the tides have turned a little bit, where it's not necessarily the Great Resignation, but we're starting to see candidates become a little bit more checked into reality of what the job market looks like. I think that there's a big concern with this whole campaign called quiet quitting. I don't know if you heard that much about it.
I've
Um,
not, no.
yeah, no, this is an area where we're finding that Gen Zers are pushing the envelope with their employers, um, to kind of reject the idea that working longer hours on the weekends, above and beyond the call of duty, is something that they're just not going to take advantage of. They want to pause in their day. They want to take some time to kind of check out and obviously have a work-life balance. And I
Yeah.
think some of my clients who I'm dealing with right now is taking concern with that, and they're kind of asking us what to do, how to think about that, what's happening in the workplace. So it's really kind of an interesting dynamic about how we're kind of sharing with our clients how to kind of manage that and through that process.
Yeah. So with these people that are quiet quitting, are your clients mostly seeing it on a totally remote workforce, hybrid, on site? What's kind of like the main theme there?
I think the main theme is it's a generation thing. It's not a new thing. This has been around for many years,
Hmm.
as
Okay.
reported in many of the different media outlets across the country. But what we're finding is the idea of just basically checking out after a certain period of time. So there is time for family, or health, or exercise, or reading, or whatever is personal of interest to the candidates. Back in the day, I know that many of the colleagues in my generation would work 24/7, obviously, to get the job done. I think given that there's a lot of mental health issues going out, we're seeing a lot of sports figures suspending their careers, focusing on
Yeah.
mental health. Obviously, many more companies are investing in mental health support and awareness for their organizations. That this is a very hot topic on both sides, right? How do you maintain and increase productivity while you have a workforce that's trying to trim down a little bit because they're trying to kind of rebalance and reshape their lives so they don't have burnout, or they don't have frustration in the workplace, and things that one side could do to prevent that from happening.
Yeah. Well, I guess what are some of those things? Like, what are we doing to screen and help out our clients on that?
Yeah, I think from our perspective, what we do is when we're looking at candidates on the younger side, we have a multi-step screening process. So we're asking candidates about their experiences, about their behaviors in the workplace. How do they want to operate? What are their expectations? Do they mind working longer hours or on the weekends? What kind of commitments have they worked in the past? What's going to make them happy? I also think that we try to look at it from a very personal lens as well,
Hmm.
because many times you often screen about their experiences, their work history, but we try to take it to the next level and look at the whole person versus just one angle of it. And I think clients really appreciate that, because we're actually looking at the overall candidate versus the candidate
Yeah.
just who has a great resume, right? And it's better received than most, and I think that we're also brought in on conversations to have strategic discussions with our clients about their current staff, what to
Sure.
do, how to potentially handle that or manage those discussions. Do our clients need better leadership training? Do they need more flexible schedules for their employees? Are they doing employee surveys? Are they speaking to their employees on a regular basis? Are they having heartfelt one-on-ones? Are they being sincere and authentic in how they manage with people? Are they giving proper pay and compensation to their people? And more importantly, are they listening to their people? And that's what we're
Yeah.
really hearing in the workplace.
Is so this isn't a new concept. I think you said it's been around for a while, but is COVID just kind of more bringing this to light right now?
Yeah, I think so. I think coming out of COVID, everyone's been kind of sequestered into their homes, and they've kind of learned how to kind of work remote, and they don't necessarily have that personal interaction. So I think that has been the catalyst to kind of spark that. I think, and in fact, people are probably working harder at home because they don't have the travel and the commutation going in and out of the city. So we're finding that many people are working harder because they're at
Yeah,
home. They get up early. They start to work. So I think there's really kind of a shift in the mindset. Look,
yeah,
many candidates are feeling underappreciated, or the younger generation. They want to have a better work-life balance. They feel burnout. They may be looking for other jobs, and that shouldn't have to be the case. So I
sure.
think that, companies need to do certain things. They have a responsibility to their people. I think the employees also have a responsibility to understand and how to and work with the companies on how to kind of bring this together. What
Yeah.
are you thinking?
Yeah, I guess that's a really interesting thing and a good segue because one thing that we're seeing a ton on is our clients are requiring people back into the office, and that's been a really big push for them lately. And it's actually been a big driver just from the recent graduates. Like they're thirsty, their hunger for the face-to-face learning. Their last couple of years of college have been totally removed from that, and so that's been one thing. But finding companies and recruiting for companies on a 5 days a week in office, that is still proving to be a lot more difficult. It does seem like yeah, that Gen Z generation, and then just even anybody, they're really looking for more of a flexibility where they can have either some type of hybrid schedule coming in 2 3 days a week. That's really, I think, the companies are going to win in the long run. But you're seeing less and less companies be totally remote, that they're offering and requiring some of the people to start coming back in site. So we're seeing even a influx of candidates that are looking for more of those remote jobs, but those remote jobs fully remote, aren't just there like they used to be. What are you kind of
You
seeing?
know,
Is that similar out east
It
or?
it is, and it's funny. I was actually chatting with a candidate several months ago, and we were close to signing a deal. And one of the things the candidate wanted, well, two things. One was they wanted additional mental health work days off,
Yeah,
so PTO, not PTO or vacation, but specifically designed to mental health.
mental health. Yep.
They wanted to make sure that they had a really, really good, robust mental health plan. And they also wanted to have access to be flown to different regional offices where they can connect personally, one
Wow.
on one with their manager or their coworkers, because they didn't want to feel so connected to their home office, but they wanted to feel connected to an environment. I think those steps, if taken by the company and other companies, would be a potential mini game changer for many of this generation.
Sure. Wow. No, that's really interesting. Well, I think um, it's continues to happen. We have to keep educating our clients and keep educating these candidates out here in the marketplace. So I really appreciate your time here, David, and getting together. And I'm sure we'll see each other soon. But that concludes our Let's Talk Talent series. Have a good day,
Great
David.
chatting with you. Yep, you too, Jared.
See you again soon. Bye.
Bye.